I'll do you one better. Do we even know for sure that the child was with him? I've been wondering this since the very beginning, and so many of you have been coming into the comments saying, well, would he really take his 4-year-old with him to dispose of his wife's body? And I even said in a previous video, I'm not entirely sure Larry ever intended to come back. Like, I think he was thinking he would join Maya on that forever destination. And would he have taken the child along as well? I don't know. But I have a new theory, and it's just me spitballing, so please don't go crazy with this. But I think between the last cell phone activity for Larry and the key cycle data, there's a gap in time there that makes me think that maybe the child wasn't with him. Let me get into it. Now, Larry's alibi was that he left the home for 12 hours. He left the home at about 6:45 in the morning. There's video surveillance that shows that he leaves the home about 6:45 in the morning, doesn't return until 6:03 p.m. And he says he has the 4-year-old with him. Now, he tells everybody else he's going to work, but then he told the police he took the 4-year-old and they went to the beach all day. Now, in earlier videos, I called bullshit because spending 12 hours with a 4-year-old at the beach or any place with a 4-year-old, I'm childless, so maybe I see it differently, but it feels to me like anytime, even you just want to go to the DQ to get an ice cream cone, there's car seats and there's this. I mean, you can't travel quickly and lightly with a 4-year-old. If you're going to go to the beach, that means toys and umbrellas and towels and floaties and boogie boards and all kinds of shit to entertain that kid for 12 hours. If they were going on a long road trip, there would still probably have to be accommodations for the child. So maybe the child does have like an iPad or a phone that he's playing with. It would have to be offline because remember, there was no signal that they were able to pick up on any of the cell towers all day long on any of their devices. So it's in airplane mode if they're using it. Or there's books, there's toys. Maybe the child slept most of the way. But Larry's key cycles tell us an interesting story. For those of you who don't know, I feel like I know everything about key cycles after the Karen Reed trial, but let me just explain this to you. This happened in 2021, and Larry's car was probably a couple years old by then. Okay, so that's kind of the year, make, and model we're talking about. Key cycles are your key, your computer in your car tracks when your car is turned on. And there's 2 key cycles, right? So pretend you put in a key. There's the first turn that you make. That's basically auxiliary. That's when the lights and the air conditioning and the music and everything comes on. Then you do again to turn on the motor. Both of those times are measured, and they can be just a few seconds apart. They can be a minute or 2 apart, just depends on how you start your car. But those 2 key cycles are measured in your car's computer and tracked, okay? Now, what your car can do is it can say when it was turned on, but it really can't measure, at least Larry's couldn't, not that make and model, maybe it's different now, but they couldn't record when the car was turned off. So what they did was they could use Larry's key fob. If you use your key fob to lock and unlock your doors, that is an incident that's also measured in the infotainment system, in the car's computer black box, if you will. So if you turn off the engine and you get out of the car, it can't measure that you turned off the engine. It can only tell us when you turned on the engine. So if you turn on the engine at noon and then you turn it on again at 1, logic tells us you turned it off somewhere in between there. So that's when they use the key fob data to tell us that the doors are locked and unlocked. So that kind of gives you a pretty good time of when someone got in and out of the car. So that can kind of tell you when it was turned off. Can you tell how excited I get about this shit? So anyway, the last call Larry made that morning was 6:35 a.m. and I believe it was to his Aunt Kathy. So that's up here. Then if you look at the key cycle data, right? He made the call, he turned off his phone, and then he got in the car, and the first set of key cycle data shows 6:45 and 6:46. Boop, boop. That's the times that he turned the key and turned on the car. 6:45, 6:46. That matches up perfectly with the surveillance video of him leaving his home that morning. Perfect timing. But then you see there's also a key cycle that took place at 7 and 7:04. The only way there's another time that the car turned on is if the car was turned off somewhere in between those 2 times. Now, a lot of you have come into the comments and said, hey, the beach is only probably 10 or 15 minutes from their house. I'm just going to ask this question. I have zero proof of this whatsoever. This is all alleged. I'm making shit up because this is my page and I'm allowed to do that. This is just my opinion. Please don't take this as gospel. But I'm wondering, was the child even with him? Like, he left the house with the kid, but then clearly he stopped somewhere. And I'm just, a hypothetical situation. Did he call Aunt Kathy And did he drop off the kids someplace before he went on his 12-hour road trip, allegedly with Maya in the back of the car to take her wherever he was going to take her? Is it possible the child wasn't with him all day? Is it possible that someone in Larry's family had the child all day long and we just don't know that? Now, maybe we do know that. Please come in the comments if you've seen anything where they've interviewed the child, or in the police reports it says that they confirmed that that child was with him all day. But it's possible that Aunt Kathy met him someplace. Larry hands off the child. Larry goes, meet me back here at such and such time. And Larry leaves. And then after he's done doing what he's doing, he comes back and Aunt Kathy gives him back the kid and Larry goes home. Is it possible that the child wasn't with him all day? Because I don't know how else to explain 7 to 7:04 key cycle. It doesn't make sense to me. And maybe it is that this morning I just woke up and chose violence because I think this guy killed his wife and just trying to, piece other things together. This one doesn't make sense to me. I'm wondering if he found someplace else to put his kid for the day, so the kid was not with him as he took this big long journey in the car to dispose of his wife. Just my opinion. Please come in the comments if you have a different idea. Would love to hear it. I just don't think this makes any sense. That you turn off the car and turn on the back, and then the car stays on all the way up until like 11 a.m. Then it shows it coming on again. And then again, the other two times are at 1:41 and 3:29. So it just doesn't seem feasible to me that he drove 444 miles with a 4-year-old in the car. I would assume in the back seat. I don't know the laws if the car seat would be facing forward or back, but that's a lot. What if the child starts crying? What if the child gets hungry? What if the child has to go to the bathroom? I feel like there'd be a lot more stops. I feel like I'm starting to think the child wasn't in the car. Let me know what you think.